the Lakers situation, and a family that you're very familiar with, which is the Hurley family. Dan Hurley got offered or got brought into L.A. to be offered to be in a position to take over as the head coach. How much do you stay in touch with the family? And you know this more than anything, better than anybody because of the relationship with the family. Were you surprised that Dan didn't take the job and went back to UConn, or is this something you thought may happen?
Yeah, it's interesting. First of all, the family, the Hurley family, it's incredible, that legacy from their father, Bob Hurley Sr., iconic high school coach, maybe one of the greatest, if not the greatest high school coach of all time. Obviously, Bobby, what he did as a player in college and now coaching. But Dan, Dan's probably the one guy that I don't know the best. I know Bobby, I know Mr. and Mrs. Hurley. I even know Bobby's sister, Melissa, because she was always around. She was little when we were having our run back in the early 90s, but I didn't know Danny that well. I've gotten to know him a little bit, obviously during the last couple years during their tournament run. I was actually surprised that he was offered the job. And just because it felt like it came out of nowhere, like you didn't hear about it. It was kind of under the radar. And they made an offer. There was a flirtation. There was certainly some interest. But I'm actually glad he stayed in college. I think Dan Hurley would have had to change his approach, his demeanor, his style, if he was going to go into the NBA and have success. Watching him with his team, watching him coach, watching him in practice at the Final Four, it's comedy in some ways, but he's also just very tough on his guys in a loving and an endearing way. Like he cares for his guys, he pushes them, he holds them to a standard and he does it in a way that really works in college. Jim, as well as anyone, the college game is much different than the NBA game. 82 games, you're dealing with big personalities, guys making hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a give and a take, and I don't know if he would have been able to be who he is in the NBA game. He would have had to adjust. And quite frankly, look, I like what he's doing at UConn. I like what he's building. I think he has a chance to have even more success. He's built a culture, a championship culture. But look, when the Lakers come calling and you have a chance at an iconic franchise to coach a LeBron James, you have to entertain that. Years ago, Coach K went through that. The Lakers came calling. They offered him a big contract. He had a chance to coach a younger Kobe Bryant then. And I think he flirted with it, but ultimately realized that Duke was right for him. And Dan has done the same thing, realizing UConn is the right place for him as well.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.